All right, we've done this every year for how many years, Susan?
Too many.
Probably
I
a
can't
decade
count
at
that
least.
high.
Maybe longer.
Need to go back to school to learn how to count.
Our turkeys of the year. And who your respective nominees are. We'll start at the end of the line here. Otis, your nominee is Judge Joe Brown.
Yes,
please,
it is.
Please expand on that.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of expanding. All you have to do is go to an event that was held fairly recently. He wasn't even on my radar for Turkey of the Year until that forum that the Young Democrats held. At the Pocket, in which he just absolutely denigrated women. I mean, I'm not going to even repeat everything that he said because it was too vile to even get into. But he elevated himself to the top tier of Turkey of the Year with that appearance, with that comment. And I hope this is the last time I have to say anything about Joe Brown. He is not a serious candidate for Memphis mayor. He should never be a serious candidate for Memphis mayor. And I hope that anybody who's doing forums and debates into the year exclude him from everything. He is my Turkey of the Year.
Okay, well, we'll explain too. Susan, yours is J.T. Young, the former CEO of MLGW. Tell us why.
I picked J.T. Young because he recommended to the Memphis Light, Gas and Water Board that the utility sign a 20-year rolling contract with TVA in an era where the sources and the costs of energy don't change by the year, they change by the day.
By the second.
By the second, too. And a rolling contract, for everybody to understand, a 20-year contract, if you sign that contract and you were there for 5 years, and in 5 years we decide, well, wait a minute, we might want to get out of this contract, you give 20-year notice when you're ready to leave. So when you say we want to leave, it's another 20 years.
You just add another 20 years.
So that's what, it's a ludicrous contract. And what makes it even crazier is that he proposed this to the Light, Gas and Water Board. It's still sitting in front of them. And a few days after he made the proposal, he leaves town and takes another job in Florida and leaves us with holding the bag for that crazy proposal. I think that makes him Turkey of the Year.
Now, you are an advocate for looking at other sources of energy for MLGW.
Absolutely.
Isn't the fix in, though, even though we're having a new president coming in, Doug McGowan, the former chief of staff of the mayor, it seems to me, my observation has been anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, that the C-suite of MLGW, everybody, no one's really wanted to seriously explore this other opportunity.
Well, they've always tried to push it away, but I think that it's...
My point is it fair to put it all on JT, or do you think he kind of led the show there?
No, I think it was put a lot of it on JT, and he took it on his shoulders, and he became their spokesman.
Okay, all right. Reverend Whalum, you've got a three-headed turkey.
Yes.
We got Floyd Bonner, Michelle McKissick, and Joe Brown. Now, they're all either talking about or have declared that they're running for mayor. Why do these three stand out, and you haven't mentioned two of the other candidates?
Well, I'll let Otis's statement about Joe Brown be. I'll just say ditto to that. I'll just say ditto to that. But my point is that anybody who has not, there's too much at stake in the Memphis mayor's election. This may be the most consequential mayoral election that we've ever had in the city of Memphis. There's too much at stake to be playing with this. Anybody who has not successfully administered some kind of government processes should take a back seat. Don't run this time. As a person who has run for mayor before, everybody thinks they can win. I thought I could win. Everybody has an ego, but the time is now to take a back seat to the future of the city of Memphis. If you have not successfully administered government processes, Floyd Bonner, he's my friend. I love him. I asked him not to run before he declared. Look at the condition of the jail, Richard. Look at 201 Poplar, man. That's my friend, but hey, stay there and try to straighten that out. Michelle McKissick, look at our schools, Richard. Teachers are resigning and retiring at unprecedented rates. Stay there, get that fixed, and let's allow somebody who has had experience administering government processes successfully run for the office. But the sheriff,
that's a constitutionally elected position. He's got his own budget. He does hiring and firing. He runs several departments within the sheriff's office. You don't think that's administrative experience enough?
Successfully administered government processes. Look at 201 Poplar. That's my Exhibit A. Look at the conditions.
Well, let me just play devil's advocate with you one more time. He was
love to-
he was resoundingly reelected. If people were upset with him,
And he should stay where they elected him to be, in the sheriff's seat. I'm very serious about this, Richard. I say it sort of half jokingly, but the condition of the jail is an indication that somebody's not administering properly. The sheriff is responsible. The condition of the schools is an indication that somebody's not administering properly. The commissioners are responsible. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying stay there, ride herd until it's finished, and then do something else. That's all.
all right, either you want to weigh in on this?
Susan,
we got time.
Well, I'm just listening to what Kenneth has to say, and I just wanted to add that 90% of the sheriff's budget goes to the jail. Not to law enforcement among the deputies, but 90% of his budget, I believe, goes to the jail.
And they're wanting a major redo of the jail, too.
Well-
Hundreds of millions of dollars to do that.
Well, it may need it.
We'll see if the state will give us the money. All right, my nominee is Shelby County Clerk Wanda Halbert. I know that was low-hanging fruit, but I mean, let's just be honest.
It was too easy.
I know. But I've never, in my years of reporting in Memphis, seen local government screw up so badly as the Shelby County Clerk's Office on a basic transaction that everyone should be able to not have to wait in line for hours and hours or weeks and weeks to get their silly license plates. But that was the case this year and continues to be the case. I guess it's getting somewhat better, but she probably won't care because she's probably in Jamaica. But
It is the holidays.
right. But it just seems to me that should not have happened, and no other county clerk in the entire state of Tennessee had the same issues.
Maybe you should start a GoFundMe page, send Wanda on a 4-year trip to Jamaica. But, you know, I've got to say, in defense, I went online in early October, typed in all of the information to the clerk's office, sent my money in, my credit card online, and 6 days later I had my license plate.
And I've heard that over and over again, but it's the people who need a little more time, or they
Yeah.
made a private transaction with a car they bought from their neighbor or something. Those are the ones that have to wait in
Even
line
people
forever.
like me have run into trouble, but I was one of the lucky ones.
Okay. When we come back, we'll talk about what each of us is most thankful for as we celebrate this Thanksgiving week right after this.